You've met someone who barely said anything, yet you remembered them for years, and you've met someone who talked for hours and forgot them the next day. This is uncomfortable to admit, but it's true. People don't decide how they feel about you based on what you say. They decide based on what they feel when they are around you. You can choose your words carefully. You can be polite, logical, even kind, and still not be taken seriously. Meanwhile, another person walks into a room, sits down quietly, says almost nothing, and the entire atmosphere shifts. Nobody announces it. Nobody agrees out loud. It just happens. Because communication is not primarily verbal, it is emotional, and the emotional state you carry speaks long before your sentences begin. The hidden language you're always speaking. Every interaction has two conversations happening at the same time. The first conversation is words. The second conversation is nervous system to nervous system. And the second one decides everything. Before someone processes your opinion, their brain has already answered a deeper question. Do I feel settled around this person or uneasy? Your presence answers that question within seconds. Not your vocabulary, not your intelligence, your state. You've experienced this yourself. You've trusted people you barely knew, and you felt uncomfortable around someone who said all the right things. Your brain wasn't analyzing their logic. It was reading their signals. Humans are constantly scanning for emotional stability, because stability signals reliability, and instability signals unpredictability. When your internal state is calm, people relax around you. When your internal state is tense, people feel tension, even if they don't know why. People rarely notice anxiety consciously, but they respond to it immediately. Why explaining yourself backfires? Now think about what most people do when they want to be understood. They explain more, they justify their decisions, they add details, they soften their opinions, they repeat themselves to avoid being misinterpreted. It feels reasonable, but psychologically, something else is happening. When you over-explain, you send a message you didn't intend to send. I don't trust my position to stand on its own, and people feel that, not intellectually, emotionally. The human brain measures certainty, not correctness. You can be completely right, but if your energy feels uncertain, people hesitate. Another person can be partially wrong, but if their energy feels settled, people lean toward them, because certainty signals reliability. This is why the person who talks the least is often taken the most seriously. They are not trying to control perception, they are grounded. And grounded people don't chase agreement. They allow others to come to them. The nervous system effect. Here's the deeper psychology. Human beings co-regulate. Your nervous system constantly adjusts to the emotional state of the person in front of you. This happens below awareness. If someone is restless, you feel restless. If someone is tense, your body tightens. If someone is calm, your breathing slows. You've noticed this with certain people. Around some individuals, your thoughts race and you speak faster. Around others, you slow down naturally. You don't try to. Your body just does it. That's presence. Presence is not charisma. It's not extroversion. It's not loud confidence. Presence is internal steadiness. When someone is internally steady, their brain signals predictability. And the human brain trusts predictability more than charm, humor, or intelligence. Because predictability feels safe, and safety creates influence, not loudness, influence. Why loudness feels weak. Many people believe respect comes from being impressive, so they try to speak more, react quickly, add stronger opinions, fill silence. But the brain reads something different. Fast reactions signal emotional reactivity. Constant talking signals discomfort with silence. Immediate defense signals insecurity. And the brain reads all of this in milliseconds. You've seen this dynamic. The loudest person in the room rarely sets the tone. The calmest person does. Because calm communicates control, and control communicates capability. This is why people who speak slowly are perceived as more competent. This is why a quiet no often carries more weight than a long explanation. Your words try to convince people. Your presence decides whether they were already convinced. The silence effect. Silence is not empty communication. Silence is information. When you rush to respond, you communicate urgency. When you pause, you communicate consideration. When you immediately defend yourself, you communicate doubt. When you let your statement stand, you communicate confidence. People assume meaning from timing, not just content. A short sentence delivered calmly feels stronger than a long speech delivered nervously. Someone can say, "I disagree," calmly, and the discussion changes. Another person can talk for 5 minutes and nothing changes, because people are not measuring arguments. They are measuring emotional stability. Why some people are instantly respected. You've met people like this. They don't dominate conversations. They don't interrupt, they don't chase attention. But when they speak, everyone listens. The reason is simple. They are not managing impressions, they are regulating themselves. Most people try to control how they appear. A few people control their internal state, and the second group always has more influence because humans trust regulated individuals. Your brain makes an assumption. If this person is calm under pressure, they understand something I don't. That assumption alone changes behavior. People defer, they listen longer, they consider your words more seriously, not because you said more, because your presence carried weight. What presence actually is. Presence is not posture tricks, not eye contact techniques, not memorized speaking skills. Those are surface behaviors. Presence is when you stop rushing. You don't rush to be understood. You don't rush to defend yourself. You don't rush to fill silence. You allow moments to exist without controlling them. Why is this powerful? Because self-control signals independence from approval, and independence from approval is what the human brain reads as confidence. Not performed confidence, real confidence, the kind that doesn't need to be announced. How to develop it? You don't need a personality change to develop this. You need one behavioral shift: delay your reaction. When someone questions you, pause. When someone disagrees, breathe once before speaking. When silence appears, don't rescue it immediately. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. Your brain interprets pauses as social risk, but the opposite is happening. You're giving your nervous system time to settle. And when your nervous system settles, your communication changes automatically. Your voice slows, your words shorten, your tone stabilizes, and people feel it. They may not know why they're listening more carefully. They just are. Most people spend years trying to improve what they say. Very few work on the state they say it from. But the truth is simple. Your words explain you. Your presence defines you. So try one experiment today. Say less. Pause longer. Hold eye contact 1 second more than usual. And after you finish a sentence, stop. Don't add extra justification. Don't soften it. Let the moment land. Because the moment you stop trying to make people understand you is usually the moment they finally do.